Let's make some filigree wire wrap earrings. Hey there, I'm Amrita from Atria Jewelry, and today we're going to do some wire wrapping to make these beautiful earrings. Materials you will need to make this pair of earrings are these filigree discs, a pair of ear wires, and you will need two 4mm roundels, and then these trapezoid triangle crystals. Now all of these are linked below in the description. You will also need 24 gauge copper wire, and you could work off of a spool of copper wire, but this is a great opportunity to use up any scrap pieces that you might have from your other projects, because you only need tiny bits to make each of the different components. Tools you will need: a ruler, a flush cutter, a bent nose or chain nose pliers, needle nose or chain nose pliers, so you need 2 pairs of pliers, a round nose or a 6-step bail making plier. I like the 6-step looping pliers because then my loops are more consistent. And last but not the least, a metal or jeweler's file. So what I'm going to do first is make this part of the chain, and then once we're done with the earrings, I'm going to antique it and show you how it looks. So right now, this is more of a dark bronzy antique copper finish, while the wire is bright copper. You could leave it like this because mixed metal is beautiful too, but I'd like to antique the whole piece, so I'll show you how that looks at the end. So to make this wire, if you've not already seen my video on wire wrapped crystal necklace, the perfect wire wrap crystals, you can look at that too, but I'm going to show you the same technique here. So I'm going to use my 6-step looping pliers and leave about 1/2 inch of that wire to do the wrap, and then make my first loop, hold that down, and wrap 2 to 3 times. It's 3, and you can use your pliers to move those wraps together. And then we're going to snip that off and tuck it in. So that's the basic wrap that you will do for all of those beads. And I'm going to slide on that first bead, and then I'm going to leave a little gap. So we're going for the wrap, so we're going to fold the wire over the prong and then flip that over because you want that smaller prong again, and wrap around it. And then you can hold this down with your pliers again and wrap 3 times. And snip off that wire. So that forms that top bead. Now we're going to use the 2 roundels and attach that there. So this time, if you're working off the spool, make sure to thread your beads in first before you make these loops. But since I have the open end, I can thread the bead in after that. So before I wrap this, I'm going to slide on this bead, 1 loop, and wrap this 3 times. Snip that off, slide on a roundel, then again do that wrap. And here I'm just eyeballing it to leave enough space for the wraps, but you can do the fold method I just showed you. And if you feel like your wire is sticking out, just take the time to tuck that in. We continue to do this, and here I'm going to attach the second roundel, so then we have 2 wings off that chain. Attach that to the same loop. And again, wrap 3 times. And if you're doing this for the first time, you might have a little more wastage of wire than I do, and that's completely fine. As you get more comfortable with wire wrapping, it gets easier to work with smaller lengths of wire and reduce the amount of wastage that you might have. Wrapping 3 times. And you can choose to attach the ear wire here so you know which end that is. So I'm going to twist open the ear wire, attach that to the trapezoid crystal, and twist it close. And now we attach 2 more of those crystals and then attach the frame. Make the loop. Again, put that on. And do the 3 wraps. Slide on the crystal. It's a little tough to find the hole on this one. There we go. And then I'm going to make the loop again. And before we close out this loop, I'm going to slide on this. So what I've done here is there are several holes and we're going to slide it on either side of this one. So I'm going to put that wire in there. And you can choose to put it in a different hole on the filigree, but make sure that whichever one you decide that you do that evenly for both the earrings. And then I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to hold that wire and wrap 3 times. Do that again. Slip that on and wrap 3 times. Here we're going to put that in through that hole on the other side. So now that you have that linked, we're going to do the wraps again. And sometimes it's easier if you start bottom up and you link from here and then connect it on the top. You could do that as well if you find that it's difficult to start top down. And here I'm going to wrap this 3 times. So there we have that dangle finished, and you could stop here. This is a beautiful pair just in itself. But I wanted to add a little more bling to it, and I added these dangles at the bottom, so I'll show you how to do that. So to make sure that your bead has a stopper, we're going to use the same 24 gauge wire to make our own stopper. Now if you have ball pins or you have the flathead pins, feel free to use those. But I wanted to show you what I can do if all I have is wire here. So now we're going to use the wire and our needle nose pliers to make a small coil that will act as a stopper for the bead. So I'm just going to take the tip off the wire and roll it into that small bend and press it close. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There you go. And then I'm going to bend that again one more time. So we make 2 folds, press that together, so that's your stopper made, and then we slide on the bead. So there's your dangle. And again, we leave a gap and make the loop, and then slide that on. And here I'm going to do 3 up here and then 3 up the other way. So we're going to center the earring and do 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Once you've slid that on, you're going to hold that down with your pliers and wrap 3 times. That's 1 dangle added. We're going to do this 5 more times. There we go. We have the 2 earrings made. I'm going to antique them and show you what that looks like. So here they are antiqued and polished. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.